I, 25M, received some inheritance. Family are upset that I'm not treating them to something. I already am. My biological dad was never in my life in a meaningful way. I was raised by my mother and my stepdad. My biological dad would sometimes visit and spend a day or two with me, but he was mostly married to his job and that was his number one priority. Last time I saw him was when I turned 18. He died 6 months ago and I was the sole recipient of his estate since he didn't have anyone else. There were 2 houses, 2 cars, about $2 million in cash and another $2 million in various investments. I met a financial advisor and made plans about the investment. I gave one of the cars to my parents. That's a 2015 Mercedes S550. My stepdad always loved luxury cars, so I imagined he would love this. I myself am driving a much cheaper car. My dad's other car, a 2014 Lexus, is $250. My mom and dad met because they both appreciated paintings. My mom is a collector, so was my dad. I gave her his entire collection. That's worth a lot of money. Definitely much more than the Mercedes. I let my sister live in the other house rent-free as long as she pays for the bills and taxes, and I told her that she can live there indefinitely. The rest of the stuff are mine. I feel like I've been fair here. However, my family don't agree. They feel like I haven't been generous enough and they like more. Apparently my parents expected me to give them my dad's main house. That's the house I myself moved into. My sister expected me to give her one of the cars and transfer ownership of the other house to her rather than allowing her to live there. I feel bad about the whole thing. I have a good family and we all love each other. I feel like I've shared enough and plan to share more as time goes by, but their expectations are too high at this point and I don't like how this whole thing is going forward. I don't know what to do or how to talk to them about everything. I'd appreciate any help. TLDR. I received some inheritance from my dad and shared some of it with my family. They expect more. I don't know how to approach this whole thing.
Random family I didn't know existed wants my inheritance. Long. I am on mobile, so I'm sorry for formatting. Backstory: my dad died 7 years ago when I was 14, 21 now, and left me with a shit ton of money and stuff that I would get full access to when I'm 21. Our family knew we were well off but didn't realize to what degree until after my dad died. My parents were always super supportive of anyone that wanted to follow their dreams, so they paid for a lot of my family members' college education, business ventures, family vacays so everyone could go, etc. They came to the US as war refugees with $0 and did really well. So about 3 days after my dad died, suddenly, we get a call from my parents' motherland. M is me. CB is some random distant cousin of a cousin or something that my parents would send money to for her college tuition. J is my mom. T is my dead father, emphasis on dead. M picking up phone: "Hi, this is M, who is calling?" CB: "Oh hi, it's CB, can I talk to T?" "Who is M?" M: "Oh, I'm T's daughter. I'm sorry to let you know, my dad passed away 3 days ago." CB: Without any hesitation or processing time, I didn't even know T had kids. Can I talk to him? M: I'm sorry but he died. CB hung up. I talked to my mom about it and she was confused and just didn't think of it. At this point, my parents had given CB well over $15K. We never heard from her again. Fast forward to present day, I turn 21 next week and get my inheritance. I received a phone call from an international number but didn't recognize it, so I didn't pick up. Guess who it was? Yup, CB. She called me on Facebook Messenger as soon as I accepted her friend request. CB: OMGM. It's so good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in so long. How are you? Are you in college now? M: I'm well. It's good to hear from you. How are you? Meanwhile, I had to call J to ask who TFCB is when she added me on FB. CB: Well, I saw it was your birthday soon. Are you excited for your inheritance? M: Oh yeah, that's next week. I guess so. I miss my dad though. CB, yeah, me too. He always told me he would leave me something to help me in life and I wanted to know if you knew anything about it. Sorry, I really don't know. Maybe you can ask my mom. I gave my mom a call and my mom said she didn't know anything about what CB was saying. I then got a text in a group message with my mom and CB which reads as the following. CB, hi J and M. I know T left MX amount of money, but he promised me an amount too. I don't mean to be rude but I think him got it instead and I just remembered, so could I collect it soon? J, hi CB. I hope you are well dear. I'm sorry but I don't know what you're talking about. T left M as much as he could and I know M is planning to use that money for her education soon. I'm sorry honey. Do you need assistance with something? Are you working at 30 still? CB, I'm still working at 30. T had said he left me $50,000 to help see me into the future and I wanted to collect it as I was hoping to stop working and look for a new career soon. I know M is getting access to the trust now, so she can send it to my account. Insert bank info. J, I'm sorry honey but that's M's decision. I would help you if I can but I'm retired now and only M has the authority to do such. M, I'm sorry but my dad only left me so much. I was hoping to get my JD and PhD soon and start working but my education is quite expensive. CB, it can't be that expensive. Is there nothing you can give? Your dad promised me. J, I'm sorry CB, but M's education will cost more than $200K and she has to prioritize herself right now. If I can help you in other ways, please let me know. CB, M, you're being so greedy. You know that your dad promised me $50,000. I can't believe you'd just take that away from me. He'd be so disappointed in you. I see your Instagram, all you do is run around with your boyfriend in your fancy Lexus. Your dad is probably rolling in his grave wondering how he raised such a greedy daughter when he was so giving. I never responded and I wish I could say that CB took a low blow, but TBH I have no idea who she is. I'd what she thought would happen asking, practically, a stranger for such a large amount of money. TLD, a random cousin came out of nowhere asking for $50K from my inheritance claiming that my dad promised her with no proof.
Uncle's inheritance is causing issues within my 42F family. My uncle recently passed away and surprise, his estate was worth over $1.5 million. His will was structured so that it would be evenly divided between his surviving siblings and, if any of them had predeceased him, his nieces and nephews. As it turns out, only one of his siblings survived and she was awarded 1/6 of the estate. The remaining children of his siblings split the other 5/6 ths. The upshot is that the children of the surviving sibling got nothing, even though their mother got 1/6, and a few of the cousins are stating that this is not fair and that the ones who received money should gift some to the ones who did not. I'm somewhat guilt-ridden because I'm really close to some of the cousins but I have my own financial situation to contend with. I'm also of a mind that my uncle made his decision as to how he wanted his assets dispersed and that we should respect it. A group of the cousins are emailing saying we should all gift some portion of our inheritance to some, or all, that we choose. This discussion came up today at one of my cousins' Christmas party and I remained silent because I'm torn. The cousins that did not receive any money are not broke or destitute, they all have jobs and families and homes. The discussion got heated as the two who feel that the disbursement is unfair began asking everyone to commit to an amount and time frame to send them money. I don't want to be the holdout that appears greedy but I also have my own family's financial needs to consider. Ada for keeping my inheritance from my so and I have recently come to a total impasse on this situation, to the point where we can't have more than a simple conversation, so I've come here to get an unbiased opinion. I also don't see how we can reach a middle point on this, as it's either one way or the other, and I've tried everything logical I can think of to see her point. A little background is that we've been together nearly 9 years. We both wanted to buy a house, so we saved up, and 2 years ago we bought a house. Everything has been fine until this. When we started to look at properties, she had saved a bit more than me. Her grandparents also decided it would help my partner out much more if she received part of her inheritance now rather than waiting 10-20 years. So they gifted her a sizable amount of money, although lower than what I've just got, to help her. At this point my partner had quite a lot more saved than I did. We'd always planned to split buying the property 50-50, so I spent all my money to maintain this. We still maintain separate finances, but both contribute equal amounts to a joint account which covers all of our expenses. We both earn roughly similar. When we moved in we knew we'd be having this work done, so we've both been saving individually for this. Now the current issue. 2 months or so ago my grandmother passed away. Her will has always been that it will be split between her 2 remaining daughters. However, my mother has always told my sister and I that she has no need for it and would much rather it went to us. So last week I saw my mother and she told me she was giving me the money, lowish 5 figures, and that I'd get it soon. When I saw partner next I told her about it and said that it would be great to put that much into savings to help in the future or until I decide what to do with it. She was initially happy and said if I put it towards the extension to our house that we have been planning, we'd have enough to start the work we wanted. Almost immediately I said that was a great idea, and if we both put in for it we'd still have plenty of savings each and could get the work done. This is where it went all wrong. She looked a little shocked, confused by what I had said, and after a moment said why would we do it like that? She argued because she used her inheritance to buy our house and not her savings, that I should be willing to use my inheritance to extend our house. I agree and said I am, but I will still only pay for half the work like she only paid for half the house, and she should use her savings for the other half. She said because I have enough to cover all the work and its inheritance, why should she use money she's worked hard to save? I've tried so many logical points, like the fact I could argue she used her savings to buy our house and kept her inheritance in her bank, but none of it's worked so far. I honestly don't see how we can move forward as we both won't budge. So I need to know if I'm being an asshole.